Welcome to my garage. This is my Surly disc trucker, and today we're going to be doing two things. First, we'll replace the seat post clamp with a black one to match the theme of the bike. We'll also replace the seat post with a zero setback seat post that will drive the seat a little bit further forward, improve the distance to the handlebar, and that's going to prep me for the future video where I'll be installing a Jones loop bar with the Jones grips and a pack. So I have reviews of all those things on my channel up right now. Feel free to check them out. We'll be installing those in a future video. For now, just the seat post clamp and the seat post to prep the bike for that. As I mentioned in my bike check video, which I'll link below, there's a few things that were silver on the bike when I built it. I didn't have the patience to wait for the blacked out parts, and I should have. So the impatient me just went with the silver stuff. So namely, those things are the brake calipers, the seat post clamp, and the cable stops here. Now, there's not much to be done, unfortunately, about the seat post clamp because that's how Surly sells the bike. So I had to source that separately. That's a $20 part. Seems kind of excessive, you know, just to go black in this little space here, but you know, we're OCD, so we're doing it. The brake calipers, these are BB7s. They do come in black. Not worth it to upgrade at this point. I may in the future, we'll see how these hold up. They have done great so far, over 7,500 miles. So no plans really to change the calipers. And I checked, not a lot of options for black cable stops here. Origin 8 makes some, but they're quite ugly. So not going to do those for now. Again, we'll focus just on this area for this video. So let's get started and replace the seat post clamp and the seat post. Step one is easy. Let's remove the seat pack. Step two, we'll take a 5mm Allen key and loosen the old seat post clamp. Now this is what happens when you don't grease the seat tube before putting your seat post in. Look at that rust. And I live in California, so it doesn't rain that much, and I'm a fair weather rider. I don't ride in the rain. Right, as you can see, this is a Selkoff seat post. It has a setback here, and what we're gonna do is replace it with a zero setback RaceFace seat post. Now we'll just take a note of how far the seat is set back in the clamp, and in this case it's pretty far forward. It's almost maxed out, not quite. It's almost to where the bend starts. The other interesting thing here is that, number one, I didn't measure how much seat post I had exposed for a couple reasons. One, the line here is very obvious where the rust starts in the exposed part that's not rusted. Second, because the seat post clamp heights could be different, it doesn't really matter how much you had exposed. I'll just get it close, and then I will tweak from there after I ride the bike. You can measure to the top of the seat from the floor when the bike's on the floor, and then match the new position with a new seat post that way. That's probably the optimal way of doing it. Again, because I'm also changing the setback, it will have an effect of how everything feels. So the height may need to be adjusted even from the old height. All right, now let's see if I can get the seat off the seat post with just loosening up the one bolt in the back here. Again, it's a 5mm. There we go. Again, you could see on the bottom of the seat here, very obvious where the old clamp was mounted. So this is the old guy. Let's go in with the new. Now here's the new RaceFace seat post. Again, you could see that there's no setback, much more convenient, regular 2-bolt tilt adjustment on this one. Minimum insertion is 90 millimeters here, but of course, I will need to go much further down, somewhere like this. Bolts also take 5 millimeter, and the torque is labeled at the back here, which is 9 Newton meters or 80 inch-pounds. The bolts already have Loctite on them, which is a nice touch. And we'll note that the position of this bottom rail is with the horns pointing backwards. All right, now it's loose. I'm gonna see if I can slide the seat in here without taking the bolts completely out. All right, that was a bit finicky, but we got it done. There's 12 degrees of adjustment on this seat post, so we'll tweak that when we get it in the bike. For now, let's just get it tight enough so the seat doesn't fall out. Okay, there we go. That's tight enough where it gives us a little bit of adjustment, and it's ready to slide into the seat tube. Next, we'll go ahead and get rid of the old silver seat tube clamp. Excellent, brand new condition. Look at that. Quality stuff from Surly. All right, I'm not ultra concerned about rust here because this frame will probably outlive me again. I'm in California and we don't get that much rain. The rust you saw before is surface rust. That being said, I'm just gonna put a little bit of this multi-purpose grease in the seat tube here per the recommendation. All right, that should do it. Just clean up the excess from the outside here. And from my hand. Now we'll take a look at the new clamp ordered from Worldwide Cyclery. Never done business with them before, but they ship fast. And here it is. Here's the new clamp. Black as ordered. Surly stainless steel seat post clamp, 30 millimeter black. Here's the original as a comparison, and you could see the design's a little bit different here. The opening is about the same, but this unit looks like it's got a little bit less detailing on it, whereas this one's got a little channel inside that sits on top of the seat tube. This one doesn't have that. It's just flat open inside. So a bit of a downgrade in quality, it looks like. And it also has more metal here because of the way that it's constructed. Instead of just letting the screw bolt through the clamp, it has a pivot here, which maybe is better because it'll grip the seat post better. But I wish it did have that channel on the inside, or that relief on the inside where it can rest on top of the seat tube. By the way, interesting how they did the packaging here. There's a staple through here. You pop that open, there's an instruction manual, and then zip ties holding that clamp in. So pretty good packaging. Again, here's a look at the two clamps together. Weight-wise, they're close. Hard to tell from just holding it. But it does, I think this black one is a little bit heavier. Okay, I'm just gonna loosen this up a little bit using the 5mm. Make sure I get my S the right side up. And there we go. Okay, now we'll go ahead and insert the seat post. Just for comparison's sake, we'll see where we were. So right about there is where I'm gonna tighten it up. Nine Newton meters on the clamp. All right, now I'm just gonna adjust the forward and aft of the seat, which I had already pushed it as much as I can to the front. This saddle likes to be a little bit nose up, so I'm just gonna tighten the rearmost bolt. And this one takes the same amount of fork at 9 Newton meters. So again, you can watch my review of the seat post, but I'm not in love with the RaceFace logo right here. I think it's a little excessive. There's also a logo here at the back. It's a $30 seat post from Amazon. I'll go ahead and link it below. It does look like a quality piece, and this logo probably worked better for some other bikes. But for 30 bucks, can't complain. And we got it mounted pretty easy, pretty quick. All right, folks, so that was it. That quick and easy. New seat post, new seat position. I'll ride the bike, make sure this works for me. As you can see, I have it set quite a bit forward, in addition to limiting the seat back. So that should give me a much more upright position. Looking forward to trying that out, and hopefully it works out for me. If not, we'll bring an Allen key with us and we'll tweak it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.